For over a decade, between 1999 and 2012, summer basketball also meant summer streetball tours. Since the arrival of the basketball tournament and its winner-take-all pot of cash in 2014, the summer streetball tour has faded into basketball history and streetball legend. Welcome to the Basketball the Remix podcast. I am Mark Armstrong, aka Coach 1891. The Basketball the Remix podcast is all about bringing innovation to the game of basketball. This idea is caught in the term remix. We talk about the most important innovations in the history of the game, the impact of modern innovations, and what technologies are on the horizon that might impact basketball in the future. We guarantee to bring value to your time and innovation to your mind. This is episode 9 of the Basketball the Remix podcast and part 1 of a multiple part series looking at the basketball tournament, aka the TBT, as an innovative basketball franchise with the potential of becoming a billion-dollar basketball brand. In this episode, I will discuss how AND1 laid the groundwork that created the perfect situation for the basketball tournament to take over summer basketball. In 2005, after building the basketball brand to $180 million a year and expanding their reach to over 125 countries, the founders of AND1 sold their business. Very few at the time realized a tremendous economic opportunity was brought to the world's attention, along with creating a huge void in summer streetball. You see, like the Harlem Globetrotters several decades before them, AND1 was a global ambassador of basketball. More importantly, AND1 was the global Pied Piper of streetball. By the time the founders of AND1 cashed out, the AND1 mixtape tour show, Streetball, had become ESPN's #1 in-house production. And as far as entertainment value, AND1 was on par with the NBA, with the full roster of NBA players endorsing the brand. The name AND1 was known in every household around the world. The AND1 mixtape tour format and their prize money were significant innovations in basketball entertainment and marketing. These two innovations laid the groundwork for the emergence of the basketball tournament. AND1 introduced to the mainstream what had been happening at parks in every major city every summer for decades. Basketball players who get paid to play basketball, or professionals, were playing against neighborhood legends or really good amateurs, people who had ordinary jobs for the most part. Now, there's always been some money in summer basketball. It's common for local summer streetball tournaments to have cash prizes of a few hundred to a few $1,000s. With the AND1 tour promotional slogan being "Streetball is my job," AND1 tour members' incomes grew to over $100,000 annually. And if it wasn't enough, AND1 changed the streetball touring game when they began to offer a $100,000 contract and a spot on the tour to streetball players who played best against the AND1 team during the tour. Between 2006 and 2013, dozens of upstart basketball franchises attempted to step in and fill the entertainment and economic void that AND1 vacated. And in the process, more money started to flow into summer streetball. In 2007, several members of the original AND1 crew stepped away and joined a competing streetball tour, Ball for Real. The Ball for Real tour was paying team members between $45,000 and $200,000, along with also offering a $100,000 tour contract. And in 2009, a third streetball crew emerged on the scene, Ball Up. Ball Up also paid their team members a salary and offered a $100,000 tour contract. In 2010, Red Bull emerged with its own streetball competition called the King of the Rock, a one-on-one tournament with the winner earning $20,000. But in 2014, Red Bull transitioned to the current streetball competition, the Red Bull Reign, which is a global 3-on-3 streetball tournament, which they still produce today. By 2012, those in the space sensed something new, something different was needed to break through the noise of all the various streetball tours. The market AND1 once dominated had fragmented into several knockoff basketball franchises that just couldn't pick up the energy and the hype the AND1 tours left behind. Then, in 2013, under the brand's third ownership group, AND1 reemerged with a flash event and a new format. A format that 1 year later would change the streetball scene once again. AND1 reemerged with its third summer streetball format, the AND1 Summer Remix. The AND1 Summer Remix format consisted of a tour to select free agent teams, and all the teams would participate in a multi-team winner-take-all tournament for $100,000. That very next summer in 2014, the basketball tournament comes on the streetball scene with a 32-team tournament and a $500,000 winner-take-all pot. And over the next 6 years, the tournament has grown in popularity, and the winner-take-all cash prize is now $2 million. The emergence of the TBT represented the end of the summer streetball tour era. The last nationally promoted streetball tour was Ball Up, and that tour was promoted in the US in 2015. The reality is, basketball was moving away from the AND1 style of basketball. In 2008, the titans of basketball, the basketball industry, formed a partnership to address what they saw as slippage in the game the way it was being played, and aggressively moved to retake youth basketball. The issue with how to play the game was also a motivating factor for several of the original AND1 tour players to leave AND1 and join Ball for Real. So, the streetball tour era was already on its last leg. The emergence of the TBT simply swept that last leg from underneath the era. Summer basketball will always have its local, established, pro-am, and competitive recreational leagues. But the TBT is sitting at the top of the mountain, and with its current momentum, they may be the summer basketball king for years to come. Thank you for joining the Basketball the Remix podcast, where we promote the innovation of the game of basketball. I hope I brought value to your time and innovation to your mind. This is Coach 1891. Be blessed, and I'll see you at the top.